and that's where the 457 shines with its 270-degree crank parallel to an engine and producing whooping 43.5 Newton meters of torque. Everything of it is delivered just at 6,500 RPM. Prior to buying the RS 457, when I used to own the Duke 390, I was never a fan of faired motorcycles. I always thought that I'm not going to own any faired motorcycles because I liked naked motorcycles. You already have seen in my earlier videos that I have installed the KTM Duke 390's adjustable brake lever, and it's like a perfect fit on the RS 457. I did not have to modify anything, just remove the stock lever and install it, and it looks really cool, gives me that adjustability option. Why didn't I go for the adjustable clutch lever? I got 13.4 liters of fuel and I rode it for 307 kilometers. 307 divided by 13.4. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. After a very long time, I decided to record a video while going to office. So today is 12th September and right now the time is 12:59, almost 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm going to talk about the adjustable clutch lever in this video. So stay tuned. I will tell you many things about it, and let's get started with this video. Good to see sunlight after so many days, because as you already know, Hyderabad and entire Telangana and Andhra was in floods, and it was a very bad situation last week. So entire last week even I did not go to office. I was working from home only. But this week I'm traveling to office again 3 days a week. To me, riding this bike every day to office, like 3 days to office, it feels like a treat, because the day I'm going to office I feel excited that I'm gonna ride this bike. And I don't ride it for a short span of time or less distance. I ride it for around 37 to 39 kilometers one side. So it gives me a level of satisfaction, even though it is tiresome in the city traffic, but I choose this time so that I don't find much traffic. And half of my distance is empty because I stay in the outskirts of the city. So for the first 20 kilometers I hardly face any traffic. As you can see, this road, this is the state highway 1, and there is not much traffic here. So half of my distance is covered with less traffic, and half of the distance I face heavy traffic in high-tech city, in the western part of the city. But I am able to manage it, because if you have the passion to ride the motorcycle, you will not face the heat, you will not feel the riding position as a challenge. But if you just want to commute and you don't have passion towards riding, it is going to feel like a punishment. Even to seasoned riders it might feel like a punishment, but my take on it is very different, because I ride so much in city and I have been traveling like this for last 6 years. Since 2018 I had my Duke 390, which I have already spoke about in my initial videos. I used to travel before COVID 5 days a week on a KTM Duke 390, 40 kilometers one side. Now it is at least better that I'm traveling only 3 days a week. And also in between, when COVID happened in the year 2021 to 2022 end, it was complete work from home, so I did not travel to office. But again, when I decided to travel to office, when return to office started, initial 1 year I did travel on my Duke 390, and that's when I decided that I need to upgrade my motorcycle, and what better it can be than the 457. I am super happy with my purchase. This bike has given me all the things which I needed in a motorcycle to commute, in a motorcycle where I can enjoy on the weekend rides. I can take it on touring as well. So this use case might not fit everyone. To everyone, they have different priorities and different needs. This bike certainly fits all my priorities and it ticks all the check boxes that I required. I wanted a parallel twin engine. I wanted something which is less than within a 500cc capacity range. I did not want to go above 500cc capacity because I did not want to own multiple motorcycles. Even if I own multiple motorcycles, I will not have time to ride them back to back. So I wanted one bike, do it all. And that's when I decided to go for the RS 457 when it was launched. And you guys, if you guys don't know, this was the first vehicle which was delivered to a customer in the country. So this is the first motorcycle in India. I am absolutely proud to say that I got the first motorcycle. And luckily there has been no issues with the first lot bike for me right now. So I have covered around 8,700 kilometers, 8,715 kilometers to be precise till date. 2 services have been done. And I did not find any major issues with the motorcycle. I am talking about the manufacturing issues. Having said that, every motorcycle has few negative things to it. Even this bike has it, but depends on you. If you look at it like a track machine, this is the perfect motorcycle. But if you look at it as a commuter motorcycle, few things like it lacks a mudguard in the front and rear. I have reached Suchitra. This junction is super busy in the evening time, because while I'm coming from that side, I need to take a right here, and before 1 kilometer this area completely gets jammed. But good thing is that they are constructing a flyover here. I hope they do it soon so that this traffic jam can be avoided. I just noticed that the fuel level is low. I need to fill up some fuel as well. One thing that I have noticed is the range calculation is quite accurate on 457. If it shows 100 kilometers of range, it will definitely go 100 kilometers of range. The only thing is your driving style should not change. If your driving style changes, again the range will drop. So what I have noticed is in a full tank of fuel, I'm getting somewhere around 280, 290, sometimes around 300 kilometers as well. And I have this habit of utilizing the entire tank range of the motorcycle, because I ride every week around 300 kilometers is my average running weekly. So I have to fuel it up weekly once. In order to avoid multiple fuel fill-ups in the week, I try to utilize the entire tank range. So to do that, the range calculation has to be correct. So in this motorcycle, up till 35 kilometers of range it will show, and the moment the range goes below 35 kilometers, it just displays a dash. As you can see right now, it is not displaying any range. So it does run for 35 kilometers even if it shows dash, but the only thing is, if you don't do the calculation post that, you will not be able to know how many kilometers of range you are left with. So that's a small negative that I have found on this bike. Whereas when I compare it with the Duke 390, it used to show up till last 10 kilometers as well, but this shows up till 35 kilometers only. Of course, you need to fill up fuel whenever you are anywhere less than 50 kilometers of range, but in my scenario is different. I have this habit of utilizing the complete tank range, so sometimes I find it difficult, but not an issue. If I keep the calculation in mind, I am able to do that. Now coming to the mileage, because I ride mostly in city and half of my commute is open roads and half of my commute is complete jam-packed traffic. So with this combination of ride, I am getting around 22 to 23 kmpl on a constant basis. Never have I got less than 22 kmpl while riding in the city. And people might still say we are getting less than 20, we are getting 15, 16 or 17. Their situation might be different because they are purely riding in the city and nowhere else. But in my situation, because I stay in the outskirts of the city, I get the advantage to utilize the open roads as well. So my ride is a combination of city and open roads. That's the reason why I'm able to get 22 to 23 kmpl consistently. And when I go on weekend rides, if I'm not riding it in a spirited fashion, let's say I'm keeping it up to 120 kilometers an hour only, definitely it will cross 25 to 26 kmpl of mileage. I have seen that. And if I ride very aggressively, like if I keep the throttle pinned on the weekend rides, in those scenarios it gives around 20 to 21 kmpl. So I have not seen less than 20 to 21 kmpl on my motorcycle till date. As of now, I'll show you. So the bike has been ridden for 292 kilometers since the last tank full, and it is asking for fuel right now, and the fuel economy it shows as 22.6 kmpl. Now I will also shed some light on the average that it shows on the console versus the reality. What I have found is there is 1 to 2 kmpl of error of what it shows on the console when compared to the real mileage. On the console I feel it shows less, but in real it gives 1 to 2 kmpl more. Even this is the new Balanagar flyover which was opened 3 years ago. Prior to that, there used to be huge traffic jam here as well. Good that we have a flyover here. It definitely reduces the time by around 10 minutes at least, 10 to 15 minutes. It's a 3-lane beautiful flyover. And let me also tell you, I'm not an aggressive rider in the city. So I like to keep some margin of errors. Even if something goes wrong, I should have the time to control the motorcycle. So that is also one reason why my motorcycle gives little bit more mileage when compared to other riders in the city, because I am little bit gentle on the throttle. And to be frank, I don't have the guts to ride hard and fast inside the city. And that's how I am. If you talk about highway riding, I can go hard and fast on the highway, but not inside the city. Somehow I don't feel confident riding that way in the city, because many times I see a few Yamaha R15s, RS200s, they easily beat me in the traffic conditions. I feel they are more skilled than me, because I don't have much confidence. I don't like to take that much level of risk, and hence I tend to ride slower. Even if I want to ride at my full potential inside the city, I will not be able to catch a few people who are riding the R15s and all, because that's the way I drive. There is a very thin line of difference between ego and risk. If you take anything on your ego, you might feel a R15 guy is faster than you inside the city. Let me show him what RS457 has got to offer. That's where your ego comes into picture. That guy might have little bit more skills than you, and you might not be that confident. That guy will escape, but you will end up in a serious trouble. So if you anytime see someone overtaking you, don't take it on your ego. It's okay. Just think that the other person is taking more risk than you, and you can avoid a lot of accidents like that. Of course, these motorcycles are meant to be ridden fast. They are meant to be enjoyed, but in a specific manner, in a specific occasion, and the ride conditions also should favor that. I'm not denying the fact that I don't do hyper riding. Yes, I do hyper riding. You might have seen it in my videos as well, and I don't encourage that anyone doing that. I have the confidence to do it, so I'm doing it. If you don't have the confidence to do it, please don't try it. I think even if I ride hard and fast, I should avoid showing those type of clips to my audiences, because I have a different mindset but someone younger looking at my videos, they can easily get carry forwarded. So I need to take care of that as well, because many younger audience also follow me. These huge cranes are for Ganesh Visarjan. Today is the 6th day, and tomorrow this road will be completely jam-packed. Coming to the adjustable levers, so you already have seen in my earlier videos that I have installed the KTM Duke 390's adjustable brake lever, and it's like a perfect fit on the RS 457. I did not have to modify anything, just remove the stock lever and install it. And it looks really cool, gives me that adjustability option. But many of the folks had the question like, why didn't I go for the adjustable clutch lever? So the reason for that is because the clutch switch is different on RS 457 and Duke 390. What I mean to say by clutch switch is, when you pull the clutch, if your bike is in gear, you will not be able to start the bike if you don't pull the clutch. When you pull the clutch, it basically activates the clutch switch, and then the self motor cranks. If that switch does not work, even if I install the adjustable clutch lever from Duke 390 to this bike, then I will not be able to start the motorcycle if it is in gear, because the switch will be useless. And that's the reason why I have not installed the adjustable levers from the Duke 390 on my bike. But if I want, I can definitely do that. I will have to change the entire clutch assembly only, that is including the clutch switch and this mounting part. If I plan to do that, you will get to see that in my upcoming videos, but as of now I did not do it because it is not a direct fit. Even if I fit it, and if I'm not able to use the clutch switch, then always I will have to put it in neutral in order to start it. But if I plan to replace the entire set with the clutch switch, then it is possible. I will see if I have to do that or not, because adjustable levers are so cool. You can adjust the levers according to your riding style. So when I am riding in city, I tend to keep the brake settings nearer to my accelerator, but when I'm on the weekend rides, I prefer it at the farthest position. So that's how I modulate the adjustable brake lever. And same goes for the clutch lever as well. Depending on your riding style, you'll be able to change it, and that's a good addition to have, because I'm used to that from the Duke 390, and that adjustability option is not there on the 457. I think this is a miss from Aprilia. They should have given it. Like these days, even the Pulsar NS 400 comes with those adjustable levers. Not sure why Aprilia missed it, because the braking system is entirely same. They just had to give this. Even this is a new flyover that was constructed 2 years ago. So this is the Musapet flyover. Previously I had to take the underpass which is near the High-Tech City MMTS station, but now that they have created this particular flyover, it again saves 10 minutes of my time. In spite of all these advancements, High-Tech City is still choked. Even at this point of the time, it's around 1:40 PM right now, and I'm sure that I will face traffic, because every day I travel to office during this time only, in the afternoon. This is just to avoid the major chunk of the traffic. If I start earlier than 1 PM, I will be choked. The traffic in High-Tech City does not even move. If you plan to come at around 10, 11 or 12 PM, you are done. And if you want to travel after 3 or 4 PM, the same situation happens. So I think this is the best time for me. That's the reason why I start at 1 PM from home and I reach around 2 PM to office. Lovely spread of torque. The best thing on this motorcycle, for me at least, is the way it delivers the torque. On Duke 390 I had to switch, keep going down the gears in city traffic, but in this bike you just keep it in third or fourth gear, the bike will do everything. That's how well the torque spread is on this bike. And the fueling on lower RPMs is very good. You will not have to use the accelerator in bumper to bumper traffic. You just let go of the clutch, the bike has ample amount of torque to take you forward. But in KTM's, the low fueling is not that great. The bike tends to jerk a lot because that's expected. High compression single cylinder engine, it will not be refined in the lower RPMs. And that's where the 457 shines with its 270-degree crank parallel to an engine and producing whooping 43.5 Newton meters of torque. Everything of it is delivered just at 6500 RPM. You need not wait for it to rev, you need not rev the bike in order to get the bike going. And another thing is, when I'm stuck in traffic, I can do these small off-roading things as well. I can take it down from here as well because of the high ground clearance. This is not possible in other fade motorcycles of this category. For example, I'm talking about Ninja 300, 400 or the 500. It has very low ground clearance. If you don't get used to it, you will face a lot of challenges in that bike. But this bike, I would say, I'm able to do all the things which I used to do on Duke 390 with respect to the ground clearance I'm talking about. Prior to buying the RS 457, when I used to own the Duke 390, I was never a fan of fade motorcycles. I always thought that I'm not going to own any fade motorcycles because I liked naked motorcycles. But when I wanted to upgrade, Aprilia was the only choice that I was left with. And why not? Because it had so many goodies and everything. And when I bought this bike, the challenge that I was thinking was, will I be able to ride it every day? Because the when you are commuting, riding position is very important. And on a naked motorcycle, you sit up straight. And this being a fade motorcycle, being a proper track tool, you will have to lean forward. But luckily, the handlebar is not that aggressive. So it is definitely more committed than a commuter motorcycle or a naked motorcycle, but not as committed as a KTM RC390 or Yamaha R15. So in that sense, it is commuter friendly. At least in my case, I am able to do all these things. Next thing which people fear about this motorcycle while riding in the city is the traffic, heating in the traffic condition. So if you are coming from a commuter motorcycle and you ride this motorcycle in the traffic, definitely you are going to feel the heat, because it is a liquid cooled engine. When the engine is hot, the radiator fan comes on, it throws a lot of heat. But trust me, it is nothing when compared to a KTM Duke 390 BS4 model, specifically the one which I own. The BS6 models, in that the heating management was good because they took the silencer from below the engine. But in the BS4 models and the BS3 models, the silencer used to go from the left side of the engine. So it was very near to the left thigh, and it used to throw a lot of heat. I think no other bike will heat as much as Duke 390. I'm not talking about the super bikes, but the normal 500 to 600 cc capacity motorcycles. Duke 390 BS4 heating was mad. And when I compare that heating with this bike, I don't feel anything. I feel as if this bike does not even heat at all. But don't go by my words. If you are not used to a sub 500cc capacity motorcycle, you are definitely going to face the heat in city. It's just that because I come from a KTM Duke 390, I am able to do all these things very easily. I'm filling up the fuel now. I got 13.4 liters of fuel and I rode it for 307 kilometers. 307 divided by 13.4 is 22.9 kmpl of mileage. So this is the mileage that I got in this trip, and that's why I was saying in the earlier part of this video that I have been constantly getting around 22 to 23 kmpl while riding to office on a daily basis. And also I forgot to tell you that I ride only in the sports mode. I don't ride this bike in any other mode, because even if you put it in any other mode, the moment you switch off the ignition and switch it on, it goes by default into sports mode. So who is going to play around with that modes and all every time you switch on the bike? So I let it go in the sports only. Here is my office, and it's time to close this video. I hope you liked it. If yes, don't forget to give the thumbs up button. It really takes some effort to make these kinds of videos to you because of my busy schedule. I'm still able to pull out some videos for you guys. So please consider subscribing my channel. It's free for you, but definitely helps me a lot. And don't forget to post your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, consider it sharing with your loved ones as well. With that, I will close this video and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.